We're finally in the month of October, and I thought I'd start the month off by showing you a couple of PlayStation games that scared the shit out of me the first time I played them. So, let's get started. What's going on, and welcome back. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. PlayStation? How can you get scared from a PlayStation game? Well, you gotta remember, I was coming off of the Super Nintendo straight to the PlayStation. And I'd never seen graphics like this before. These were like mind-blowing graphics to me, This was the future of gaming. I thought back then that games can't get any better than this, and boy, was I wrong. Now, I've told this story before, I think it was a long time ago, about when I first got my PlayStation. I'll never forget. It was a cold, drizzly day outside, and my mom called me and asked me to go to Walmart with her. So we went to Walmart. I got the PlayStation. She told me to pick out a couple of games, so I picked out Tomb Raider and Resident Evil 2. Came home, hooked the console up, and started playing Tomb Raider. I was blown away by the graphics. Like I said, I had never seen graphics like this before, Coming off of the Super Nintendo to the PlayStation, that was like a big leap for me. Well, later on that afternoon, I started playing Resident Evil 2. And at first, I was, like I said, I was blown away because the intro, the cinematic intro, I'd never seen anything like that. I was like, whoa, this is crazy, and the zombies look scary. I just couldn't get the controls, I never played a 3D game before. So, well, I finally got the controls down, started playing it, and, it was scary to me. This game was pretty scary. Like, I'd never played a survival horror game before. This was my first one. I was scared to walk down the halls in the police station. The zombies would freak me out, the lickers, all that. So, yeah, Resident Evil 2 was a pretty damn scary game the very first time I played it. Eventually, I did get through it, and then later on I picked up Resident Evil 3. By then, I was a little bit desensitized to the whole survival horror thing, It wasn't that scary to me. It was more just like fun. But now that I found or discovered Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, I found a whole new genre that I really enjoy playing, which is survival horror games. Back in the day, there was a store that I liked going to called Hastings. For those of you that have never had a Hastings in your town before or whatever, Hastings was kind of like Spencer's Gifts. They sold books, games, movies, music, clothing, toys, everything. They had everything. It's kind of like a store for nerds, basically. But I was checking out the video games, and I picked this PlayStation game up. Never heard of it. I just looked at the cover. I thought it looked cool. Looked at the back of it. I thought it looked really neat. I wanted to go home and play it. It looked like a survival horror game. So I took a chance and bought this game I never heard of called Silent Hill. Brought it home, put it in, and yeah, it was pretty neat. It was, to me, a little spooky. It was a lot darker. Nothing like Resident Evil whatsoever. A lot darker, and then you have like the fire alarm go off, and the whole that's fixing to say town. I meant to say not Tarn. Town changes. You're like in a completely different environment. It's like you're in hell. Everything gets a lot darker, a lot spookier. I enjoyed this game. I did get through it. I did play through it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as Resident Evil. Now let's fast forward to the PlayStation 2. By then, I was completely desensitized to like horror video games in the survival horror genre, whatever, things didn't scare me anymore. So I thought. I ended up picking up Silent Hill 2 and playing it for the first time. I started getting that feeling of like picking up Resident Evil 2 for the first time. Of course, the graphics were a lot better. They were more realistic. That's when I started thinking, man, graphics aren't gonna get any better than this. This is it. This is the future. Again, boy, was I wrong. Anyway, so yeah, just to give it a little bit more of a spookier atmosphere, I would play with the lights off, and then I'd have to turn the lights back on. That's how bad this game got to me. It really scared me. You know, I had a job. I'd get out of work. I'd come home late at night and put in Silent Hill 2, but I couldn't play with the lights off. This... Can you hear me? My dog's going crazy in there. But yeah. Anyway, this is a game I couldn't play it with the lights off. That's how bad this game got to me. And I loved it. I loved it for that, because I thought, you know, for the longest time that games couldn't scare me anymore. But man, Silent Hill 2 did it. It scared the shit out of me. I eventually got through it, but then that's where really everything just stopped. Stopped for a long time, because Silent Hill 3 wasn't as scary as Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 4 The Room, which is one of my favorite Silent Hill games, it was just there. It's just like a survival horror game, you know. I didn't have no feelings towards those games. I just played them. But this is the one that really got under my skin. Now, there are a lot of survival horror games out there now, more than when I was growing up as a kid. But I can honestly say that I am completely desensitized to horror video games. They just don't scare me anymore at all. Well, except for Resident Evil 7, but that's because I was playing it in VR, and everything's right in your face. But other than that, I mean, nothing scares me. I don't think I'll ever get that same feeling that I got when I was first playing Silent Hill 2. I wish they would make a game that was that dark and that spooky and scary that I would have to play with the lights on. But I haven't seen one yet. I know there are a lot of people out there that they can't play horror games because they really scare them. Not me. I love them. I do love them. But like I said, I just wish that they would make another game that gave me those feelings again. That feeling of, oh man, I can't believe I don't want to be here. I want to be doing something else type of feeling, when I'm playing a game. You never know. Maybe the PS5 will come out with one. Maybe the Xbox Series X. I don't know. It's just hard for me to find a game that that really scares me. There's really nothing out there now that I know of, unless you guys have heard of a game that gave you I don't want to be playing this. I'd rather be playing something happy like Mario Brothers or something. Let me know, because I want to play that game. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.